other than the All-Star festivities, which were pretty awesome. What did you do to kind of enjoy the All-Star break, All-Star weekend?
Well, let's see. For all our All Star break, if you will, I actually went to a conference in Louisville, Kentucky. So that was not super fun, but still got to catch up on some of the baseball, some of the festivities, which, by the way, looked awesome. The celebrity game was pretty sweet. You had Hunter Pence with the weird Giants flex, bum washed. Don't want to talk about it. But just all around, great weekend. Looked like a blast in LA. Wish we could have made it out there. The goal sometime eventually will be there for the live coverage at the All Star game. But it was a great weekend. I thought the event was really good, and we'll talk about it more. But pretty enjoyable break on our end, or at least on my end of the break. But I'm ready to get back into it, and glad baseball's back.
Yeah, games today as we're recording this July 21st. Some kind of weird in between doubleheader games. Um, but yeah, I mean, I thought it was a really good All-Star break. The red carpet stuff's always fun. I kind of feel like the MLB does it better than most sports, especially the game itself, because it's actually competitive, right? Like, sure, they are constantly switching who's playing and who's pitching, but NBA, there's like no defense really, and it's just kind of alley oops. The NFL, the Pro Bowl doesn't even count, and I don't really follow the NHL All Star Game at all either. So I really like the MLB All Star Game, and I thought the Home Run Derby was excellent as well.
Yeah, on that point, and I will say the NHL, what they do now is a 3-on-3 competition. So literally not the game. And that's what makes it so special. In the Pro Bowl, they like don't hit, they don't touch. Baseball, it is the game of baseball. It is the game. Everyone's going maximum effort because your risk of injury is pretty low. You just have the best on either side. Um, so it was great. Home Run Derby was a blast. I could talk about that for 20 minutes. This whole conference was talking about it. Um, I mean, let's just get right into it. To me, story of it. I mean, we obviously little Albert shout out has to be coming from you, but Julio Rodriguez, the future of baseball. For anyone who didn't know his name before this All Star break, everyone's on alert. Everyone knows him. Absolutely insane first round. Absolutely insane finish. Didn't win the thing, but as a rookie, put up 81 home runs. Wow. I mean, that it was a special performance.
Yeah, I was rooting for J Rod the whole time. I was in a pool and had him, and I thought I had it locked down. I mean, he put up 30 plus in the first two rounds. Just I don't know, kind of lost some speed in the third round, and Soto was able to take it down. But I mean, he put on a show. He's 21 years old, youngest guy in the field by far. Well, I guess Soto is 23, but pr- youngest guy. Keep in mind, Albert was in the field, who's twice his age at 42. But J Rod was incredible, easily the highlight of the first two rounds. But Albert, though, I mean, huge underdog. Not, I mean, obviously huge underdog for the whole thing, but huge underdog against number one seed Kyle Schwarber. Don't know why he's number one seed. Um, but Albert, 13 home runs in the 3 minutes, didn't get the extra, or did he get the extra full minute? I think he only got an extra 30 seconds. Um, and Schwarber just wasn't able to hit any home runs. Everything was a line drive or a pop up, and it ended up going to a swing off. And it looked like Albert was like not ready for this. He was like, "I'm coming in to do one round. You know, I'm old. I'm just gonna take it easy." He had a towel over his head. He has to come back out for the playoff, 1 minute playoff. Hit seven home runs in the minute. Just absolutely insane performance there.
Yeah, it was awesome, and I think most baseball fans, most non-Cubs fans, loved it just for the game, and for him to get that win. I don't think anyone expected him to win any round, certainly not the entire Derby, but it was a pretty fun storyline that we got there. And last thing that I thought was mentionable was that Ronald Acuna's pitcher like hated him. I mean, he was throwing Mariano Rivera cutters, dot in the corner. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's shredding him, like tossing us. Just ridiculous. It's like, man, I would yell at my pitcher if I'm him. Be like, toss it underhand or something. What are you doing?
The the only other thing is Pete Alonso kind of, I mean, he was dominant the past 2 years, and he always he does so. There were videos of him like deadlifting between the first two rounds, and he was like meditating, which that's great. He's got to get in the right mindset, but he did not come out and perform really well. past 2 years he was putting on a show, but he just got blanked. Who did he lose to? Did he lose to Julio in the second round? Because he
Yeah,
got through the first
yeah,
round.
J Rod got him. So I thought that was good. Again, the meditating, I kind of get the mental rate. The
Right.
deadlifting, like image video, it's just like, what are you doing? And first of all, can someone kick him out of the Dodgers weight room? Like, get out of here, you bum! It's All Star Weekend. Like, like, what are you doing? But I thought it was a really entertaining home run derby, one of the better ones we've had in a while.
I
Um,
agree.
and then the game, I mean, the game was something special. Unfortunately, Tony Gonsolin thought he was pitching the home run derby in the middle of the All Star game, just giving up bombs, bombs, bombs. But it's okay. Regular season stats are still good. It was a fun one, had some excitement. Now, Max, I have to ask you, big old manager Schnitt was running the NL program. You had Ronald Acuna get 3 at bats in that leadoff spot. Goldie, I think everyone's consensus, first half of the season NL MVP gets 1 at bat.
Yeah.
Luckily, got a hit out of it. But what are the thoughts there? How are we feeling?
This is something I absolutely wanted to bring up because it was driving me crazy watching. Obviously, Snicker, the Braves manager, was managing the All Star team because he's the reigning World Series champion. But the bias was so annoying. I'm pulling up the stats now because I had to like the tweet because I saw it. But out of the entire NL roster, Acuna had 3 at bats, Austin Riley 2 at bats, Swanson 2 at bats, Contreras d'Arnaud had 1 at bat, and if we're counting ex Braves from last year, Jock Peterson had 2 at bats, and Freddie Freeman obviously had an at bat. Um, so whatever. I didn't like Acuna having 3 at bats. There are so many people on the roster, and also, why are you pulling Goldie? Like he hit the 2 run home run, the only 2 runs for the National League, and also at that top of the NL lineup, you started the game with Acuna double, Mookie single, Goldie home run. Trey Turner got a single after Machado grounded out. They got 4 hits in their first 5 at bats and didn't get another hit until I think the seventh or eighth inning. So he wants to do it for his guys, which I understand, but it did just seem like let's try to get a little more rotation here. Acuna doesn't need to bat. Nobody needs to bat 3 times in the All Star game because of how many people they have. But overall, I mean, I thought it was a great game. Uh, it was kind of slow at points. Like I said, the NL didn't get a hit for like 6 straight innings. Um, and your boy Gonsolin, who's 11-0, no losses on the season, gets the loss in the All Star game after giving up 2 bombs back to back. But I was entertained. They did a lot with the mic'd up stuff, which was interesting.
It was definitely entertaining. Now, I will say, like, I'm fiercely competitive about it because I'm a big National League guy. So for so long, it's been the World Series and that. And now, to me, it's a little less competitive between the leagues because the DH rule. Because to me, the DH rule kind of set them apart and made like, okay, well, what's better, what's going on here. So super competitive. Got the wrong result there for the home team, and I believe we both actually picked the National League to win. But we both said it's kind of a toss up when you're that good. My only other gripe, and I don't have a gripe with this, but there are by the time we are done with all the replacements, there's like 95 All Stars, more or less 20% of the league. But the fact that Will Smith from the Dodgers did not get in, and you had Travis, good old Braves Travis in there, who is worse than Will Smith in about any singular way you could judge the catching position this season, which is what the All Star game is. So I don't know. I get there were a ton of Dodgers, but it's like get Freddie out of there and get Will Smith in because Will Smith actually like legitimately deserved it. He was arguably the best catcher in the National League, definitely the second best. But I'll get off my pedestal.
I still think Tommy Edman should have been there too. I mean, the only players with a higher wins above replacement are Sandy Alcantara, Arenado, Otani, and Goldie. Um, but not everybody can get in there. But yeah, with like 20% of the league getting in, you'd think that some players should get in and over others, and I think it plays into that whole every team gets one All-Star rule, right? Like if you actually did say the best 90 players, obviously these guys are on the list, but it's just how it shakes out. Um, I thought overall the game was entertaining. I think I liked the jerseys a lot. I'm still on the side that I wish they went back to everybody wore their team's jerseys out on the field. I kind of like that, but I thought these jerseys were pretty clean. I was pretty pumped with Goldie hitting the bomb. That it got me pretty juiced up in that first inning. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't have much more to say about the game itself. Stanton MVP deserved it. Goldie would have won it if the NL won. Stanton hit an absolute bomb, so he deserves it. But overall, it was fun.
Yeah, I thought it was really fun. The All-Star break is always so nice just because like there's kind of no edge. All of like the baseball community on Twitter is kind of locked in, just having a
Yeah,
fun time. Everyone's got at least their one guy to cheer on, no matter how bad they and undeserving they were. But they all get in. I agree with you. Jerseys were awesome. I actually was a big fan of these designs. And one thing I did like in the charity softball game, which had some insane graphics coming out when Bad Bunny's getting pitch hit for by Vlad Guerrero and David Ortiz. But the fact that they did Los Angeles versus Brooklyn was so cool to me. So I don't know. I personally had a ton of fun with that concept. Um, Not many other places you could do something like that. But all in all, great weekend. I thought it was a great weekend for baseball.
yeah, I'm with you 100%. Um,
With that being said, though, Max,
Go ahead.
I kind of don't know what to do when the Dodgers aren't playing. So having like 5 days in a row without them playing, I get so confused. So very excited to have regular season baseball back, and for the Dodgers getting to host a home series first, San Francisco, dream come true. I got my broom ready. It's going to be a fun 4 games.
Yeah, that starts tonight, 10 p.m. on ESPN. Uh, I'm excited for that. Got to wait a couple more days for the Cardinals. They're playing in Cincinnati. Cardinals, though, interestingly enough, 70% of the rest of their games are against teams sub 500. So, that's pretty good. Pretty good looks for a team that's not in the playoffs. But we'll be there once we got Juan Soto too. Um,